Hello everyone, welcome to Red Cape and welcome to the Python series of Red Cape Universe. And we will be exploring Python from the perspective of a data analytics or a data science person. This entire series would give you an industry perspective how Python is being utilized right now in the industry. My name is Aditya and I work as an analytics manager with a SaaS firm called Wingify. I would like to share my knowledge through these videos, so stay tuned for more. We'll start with the Python data types, and data types are the most basic thing in any programming language that you would like to learn. If the base is clear, you could do wonders. So let's just start our journey with this. I would like to mention two things which are very much important related to data type again. One is that Python is a case sensitive language, so whenever you define a data type into certain variable, it will be a case sensitive variable. So for example, I have created a variable name x. So capital X and small x is different thing. So whatever you stores in capital X, and if you try to call that variable by small x into your program, it will not work. Python does not understand. So Python will tell you it does not exist into the system. So small x needs to be defined. Second one is that the variable name that you define. So whatever variable you define is utmost important how you define it, because it can only start with a letter or an underscore. Simple rule that you have to keep in mind whenever you are declaring any variable into your Python program. Just either start with A to Z, capital or small, does not matter, or just write an underscore before it. So you cannot use numbers and special characters while writing the variable name at the start. You can use it at end and middle, but you cannot start with them. So keep those two things in mind. I will share a Python script also with this video, which you can download and check and run it by yourself. I'm using Jupyter as my notebook. I will upload a .py file and Jupyter extension file also. I just don't remember the extension. It's IVNPY something. Uh, and if you know, please comment it out. So Python data types can be categorized into 6 broad categories. One would be string, second one would be Boolean, third one would be number, then sequence, then set, and then dictionary. They all have their own use cases. Few of them are very awesome to use into your program, and they will help you a lot to do maybe data manipulation or analytics pretty much easily. And some of them deserve their own videos, how you can use them, how you can manipulate those data types, and we will learn that in coming videos. So first one, we will start with the string. I have written something in this cell. If you say I have declared a variable underscore one equal to a single inverted comma or double inverted comma, both would work to declare a string. Here I have put double inverted commas and I have written 1 2 3 4 5 6. How do you know, or how do I know that this is a type, this data type is string? We would need to validate it, right? So for that we have a function called type in Python, which is an inbuilt function. And what you can do is you can just declare a variable and check whether the type of, what is the type of variable. So if I say control enter now, I would get to know that this is a variable which is str. Str is basically string, right? That's how you define an str. And if I just change this to single inverted comma, this will also work. So Python can understand double inverted commas and single inverted commas. Next one is Boolean, and Boolean are two types, true or false. They have to be written in the same way every time. They do not understand anything else. So for false, you have to write capital F and then the small letters will follow. And if you have to write true, it will be capital T and the small letters will follow. So if I hit control enter, it says bull. Bull means basically Boolean. Next one is integer type, variable 3. I'm just sequencing the variable 1, 2, 3, 4 for the next data type. Now integer is simple. There's no decimal precision in the integer, and you just hit control enter, you get to know that this is an integer, that is int. Next one is float. Here you get decimal precision. You could increase the decimal precision also. it will save it as it is. And if I hit control enter, it will tell me it's a float. So float will have a decimal precision to it. Next is complex number. I know how to declare it. Personally, as an analytics professional, I have not used it yet. Many more complex algorithms requires it, and I have not done that much of complex work till date. I will just tell you how to declare it. If you find an use case where you have used it, please comment it down. The variable _5 equal to 10 plus 4j. The imaginary part of complex number can be declared through I, j, any on a paper whenever we write it, right? We might write k also. For a Python universe, it is particularly have to be written in j. So whatever imaginary part you have to add to any integer, it should be through j. So if I hit control enter, I would get complex. Next is list. Here on the data types get interesting. So next is list type. List is basically a combination of things that you can put together into one variable or one data type. So if I have to say that what kind of data points list can contain, it can contain string, it can contain list, it can contain maybe complex number. So whatever you want to put in into a list, it will accept as it is, right? And if they have to be declared in square brackets. And if I hit control enter, we get to know that type of variable is list. Next is tuple. Tuple is also in similar fashion of list. It can accept multiple data types. When I say data types, it is basically integer, float, or complex number or string. Whereas list can be manipulated in between the program, or in whenever you can maybe add, append, or remove something from list. Whereas tuples are immutable. You cannot do such kind of operations with tuples. So it is more of like fixed list, if we have to say in simple terms. So if I hit, and the tuple can have multiple pronunciation. What you call it might be different because of how you have heard it for the first time. I have always heard it as a tuple, so I generally call it as tuple. And if I have to declare tuple inside the parenthesis, and if I hit control enter for this cell, it will tell me that the type of this data type is tuple. Next is set. Set is declared through this syntax. You have to write set first, open parenthesis, and also inside that you have to provide the open parenthesis and then the data types. So set are generally used to create a group of data that is needed for your analysis or your program logic, right? If I hit control enter, we get data type as a set. So next one is frozen set. We have seen how to declare a set, right? If we just write frozen before it, it becomes a frozen set, and it will give in characteristics like in tuple. And we will have individual videos of about list, tuple, set, frozen set, or we will have a comparison video of set and frozen set. So now how do we declare it is basically we write frozen set instead of set, and if we check the data type, the data type is frozen set. And the last one is dictionary. This is the most interesting part of the entire Python, which is a dictionary. You can think a dictionary as a restaurant menu as well. So every product that you sell in your restaurant, or every dish you sell in your restaurant, will have a value associated to it, right? Let's say you run a Chinese restaurant. You would sell Hakka noodles, you would sell Manchurian, and it would cost something to the customer, and that cost will be written on it. So that is a dictionary, or you can simply imagine your own Oxford dictionary that you all have seen in your lifetime, where there would be one word and then there will be value associated. It could be synonym, how to use that word into a sentence. That's the value attached to that key. So dictionary is made of two things, key and value. Whenever you have to pass new entry to any dictionary, we would need a key and then the value. So it's basically a lock system. You would need key to open that lock, right? So here what we have done is we have declared a dictionary and dictionary needs to be declared in the curly braces. Now what we have done is we have taken manufacturing companies as the key and their founding year as a value. Apple was founded in 1976, Samsung was 1938, Sony was 2001, Xiaomi was 2010. So this would help you to identify few fixed values against particular keys. And if I hit Control Enter, we know that it's a dict. When we see dict, it's basically dictionary, and it's a short form of dictionary in Python. So that's it for today. We will soon have a videos about list, tuple set, frozen set, and dictionary. So stay tuned and learn how we can manipulate these variables for a better usage in our program. Thank you.